This is me, about to show Jimmy Fallon something he's never seen before.
What do I do here?
You can just watch, you know?
Okay.
In front of 1.2 million live viewers on the world-famous Tonight Show, where celebrity guests like Jack Black, The Rock, and literally any other celebrity you can possibly think of have been on. These celebrities get the chance to show their incredible hidden talents in front of millions of people on live television. Now, it's always been my dream to make it on live television, because as a kid, I've always wanted to show my talents in front of millions of people on TV. But every time I try to send an application to be on any big TV show, they, well, aren't really interested in me because I'm not popular enough. But I refuse to give up. So I scoured the entire internet, looking up any basketball-related videos that made it on live television, just to see if there's even a chance I can make it on TV. Until I stumbled upon a video of a future NBA coach making it on the most popular TV show of the 80s called The Letterman Show, where he shocked the entire world with him spinning a basketball on a toothbrush. So this got me thinking, as a pretty basic basketball spinner myself that can also spin a basketball on a toothbrush, why don't I just do that on live television? The only problem, still nobody wants me on their show. Now that was until I got the sketchy email from apparently one of the writers of The Tonight Show inviting me to make an appearance on their show, which at first glance sounded about 100% fake. But I'm all up for adventure, so I emailed back saying I was super excited. And they invited me to join a call with them to see if I was a good enough fit for their show the very next day.
Yeah, Jim, you'll walk out. Jim, right now I kind of have you going second. I think that's kind of a good spot.
Okay.
Cool. And then,
All right, perfect.
Now at this point, I literally had no emotion because I was just glad it wasn't fake or a scam. Now all we have to do is fly to New York City. The only problem... Did I just voice crack? The only problem, we live about 2,000 miles away from New York City. We made it. Now, it's time for us to go to the NBC studio to get ready to meet Jimmy Fallon. All right, let's go. All right, we heading off to NBC Studios. Here we freaking go. Now, since we're in one of the most famous studios in the entire world, I had 3 side quests I wanted to do before we started filming. Explore the studio, talk with Jimmy Fallon, and meet with the contestants. Because I'm actually not the only person performing at the show. There's gonna be 2 other contestants that I'll be performing with tonight. But right when we walked in the studio, they put me in their waiting room before rehearsals.
All right, we just got put in the waiting room. Just get ready to put my makeup on because I guess I'm not pretty enough. Yeah, but anyway, they did hook us up with some food. We got some snacks. I might gain like 50 pounds. I've never had makeup on, so it's gonna be very weird. All right, we just got done with the makeup. We couldn't film in there. They wouldn't let us film, but now it's time for me to take a massive poop.
So once we got my makeup on, we started exploring their entire studio. But because they didn't want us to film anything, we had to secretly film literally everything, including during rehearsals, putting my makeup on, and in the hallways. So after exploring their entire studio for way too long, I wanted to talk with the one and only Jimmy Fallon. And what's a more perfect place to meet with him than rehearsals? And you would think Jimmy Fallon would be there for rehearsals, but they told us that he wanted to be surprised for the actual show. So he didn't even show up for rehearsals, and they had a random guy off the street film the spot. But because they didn't want us to film anything during rehearsals, I tried my best to film, but was really only able to film the cameras they had and my scared, stupid, freaking looking face. But the cameras they had were huge, and in total, they probably had 100 different cameras all throughout the ceiling. So after rehearsals, I was kind of bummed that I wasn't able to meet Jimmy Fallon before the actual show, until we got the news who was going to be the star guest for that night.
We're back in the elevator. We just figured out
Dr. Phil.
Dr. Phil's here. We gotta meet him. Dr. Phil, Jimmy Fallon, same level.
Solve my problems.
So now that we knew Dr. Phil was also going to be watching us, I was more focused than ever before. And it was now just a waiting game before we would go on stage for the show. So once we waited 2 more hours in the waiting room, the producer finally told us it was time for us to get on stage. And usually I get pretty nervous before doing a talent show, especially knowing there was going to be over 1 million people watching the show live on television. But this time I wasn't really getting nervous at all. In fact, I was actually getting almost excited to get to show everybody my talent. So while we were waiting for Jimmy Fallon to finish up his interview with Dr. Phil, they made sure our clothes were clean by using a pet cleaner, which was kind of weird. But then it was finally time for us to get on stage, and the first contestant was Rachel, who was doing animal impressions.
That's the best one. That's the one.
Next, Terrence went on stage, and he was able to sing 4 notes at the same exact time. But then it was my turn, and after having everything leading up to this one moment, I was ready.
Buddy, let's see it. What talent did you bring us this evening?
So I got a professional basketball spinning. Yeah, I gotta warm up first though.
Okay.
If that's okay?
Sure.
Yeah, all right.
And right before going on stage, their producers told me that Jimmy Fallon was the most unathletic person they knew.
That's fantastic.
Which made a lot of sense because I actually tried spinning a basketball on his finger, but it kept falling off. But they cut this entire scene out of the show and just used the part where I spun it on the floor instead of his finger. But luckily my sister was able to film it on their TV because he messed up on it 4 times in a row.
That is the warm-up.
Yeah, now we got the real talent. So in the morning, it's kind of tired, you know. You gotta like practice spinning still.
Okay, that's
You just
what
kind
you
of,
do.
yeah.
What do I do here?
You just watch, you know.
Okay.
And I was trying my hardest to push back with him because their producers told us to get more screen time, you would need to push back and make more jokes with him.
While spinning a basketball, that's the meme you want right there. Right there. Thank you so much. Very talented.
And when watching this, when it was airing on our TV that night, it was the craziest feeling seeing myself on live television. Especially since I've been watching the show my entire life. Because when I think of The Tonight Show, I think of the most famous people in the entire world as guests on the show. And never in a million years would I think a kid from a small little potato state would even get a chance to be able to make it on the show. And you might be thinking that I'm pretty much satisfied making this show. But there's just one TV show I still got my eye on.
I am part of the casting team at AGT, but
Alright, what's Jimmy Fallon? We're gonna see how long I can spin the ball on the toothbrush and delete that because I just messed that up. Alright, what's the Jimmy Fallon? We're gonna redo that. Alright, what's the
Sorry. Because I can say, oh my, okay.